to get rolling, and because I've been having a lot of fun with the idea of Jesus being tempted by a particular person, and Anne's going to give us that slide here in just a second. It's great fun to think about Jesus being tempted by just on the off chance that you don't recognize her, that is, of course, Cruella de Vil. Get it? Right? The antagonist from the Disney film 101 Dalmatians, and I only consider the 1961 version canon. I do not care for live versions, so there she is in cartoon form. Cruella de Vil. Get it?
Get it.
Right. Anyway, funny joke, right? Bear with me. You know, Cruella's thing is that she wants a coat made of Dalmatian fur, and she will stop at nothing to get it, even if that means killing a whole bunch of dogs. Right around 100, give or take. And that sets up in this movie a sharp contrast between Cruella, who lives for herself and whose only family, apparently, is a couple of thugs whom she abuses constantly. Sets up a contrast between that and two other families, Pongo and Perdita. I had to look this up. Pongo and Perdita, the mother and father Dalmatian, and Roger and Anita Radcliffe. Remember them? Roger's the songwriter, and Anita is his wife. Those families are relaxed, accepting, willing to take what comes, and marked by more or less voluntary poverty. Roger doesn't care if he's not making a lot of money as long as he's writing music. And generosity. They're willing to help people out. Right? And here's the important thing. Cruella's evil plot is really only the logic of the world taken to an extreme. She's what you might call a go-getter. Somebody who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to go out and get it, even if somebody gets hurt in the process. Now, she is, as I say, an extreme example, but I can assure you that there are more than a few executives out there who have done much, much worse in the cause of providing for their families or keeping the markets efficient, as they like to say. You know, some of you know already that I used to live with a guy who was convicted of murder in a previous life. Maybe Nancy didn't know that. It's true. It's true, yes. I lived with a murderer, an actual murderer. Nice guy, right? It was fine. I also worked for a bunch of executives in a previous life. I'd let the murderer in my house before I let the executives, right? That's how much I thought of those high-powered titans of industry. Now, what I am suggesting to you is that the devil, the devil, is nothing more than plain old human evil on steroids, as it were. The devil doesn't offer Jesus any Dalmatian puppies. That's not attested to in the scriptures. But he does tempt him with some very human inclinations. He says to Jesus, if you're hungry, why don't you feed yourself? He says, why don't you ask God for those things that you can't provide for yourself, like safety? Ask God. Just go ahead, ask God to keep you safe. He says, why don't you come out and find some power Take some power in the world. Take some control. Be influential. Be wealthy. Isn't that what we all like? Right? Get some money. Which is pretty much the same thing as being powerful and influential. And don't we all like having enough money to be able to do what we want in the world? And maybe even get some other people to do what we want them to do? You know, we went on a vacation this winter. And we went down to Cancun, stayed at a resort there. And I hate having people wait on me. I mean, it makes me feel weird about myself. But I got to tell you, there's something okay with sitting by the poolside and somebody comes around and says, would you like a drink? And you say, yeah, I'll have a mango smoothie. And they say, yeah, I'll bring that right out to you. Feels pretty good, right, to be in that position. It's just natural. So, there you have it. Being of the devil is trying to get it for ourselves, right? To be successful, to be wealthy, to be independent, to be able to provide for ourselves and keep ourselves safe. James Brown had an old song about, back in the Civil Rights era, right? About taking away discrimination, and the refrain was, open up the door, I'll get it myself. And that's what we all want. I'll get it myself. What makes Jesus special, what makes him the Son of God, is first that he resists all of those temptations. He prefers to trust God to provide for him. That's not so much being passive as it is this kind of active willingness to experience God's grace, to make room for that grace in his life. I know that God will provide for me when it comes down to it. I don't need to make God prove that. But second, what makes Jesus who he is the ability to identify with our temptation, with human temptation. Striving to get ahead of the game, been there. Wanting a guarantee of safety, done that. Lusting for power and control, cray kookly moogly, yes. Bought the t-shirt. Jesus knows all of those temptations because he has experienced them. He's had the devil himself put them in front of him. But he knows in the end that humans can on their own never have enough. They can never be absolutely secure. They can never be completely in charge. That's what we want. We want for our needs to be met, for us to meet our needs ourselves. And the heck with God's grace. Right? I don't need grace. I'm capable of doing it on my own. But Jesus knows that's not the way it works. Humans can no more meet their own needs than they can invent a four-sided triangle. By definition, human need exceeds the human capacity to provide. No, you can't have a coat made of Dalmatian fur. And even if you could, I wouldn't want to know you. Right? No, Jesus, the Son of God, knows that it is only and paradoxically by giving up control and trusting in God that we have all of those needs met. And trusting in God means accepting that the little we have is enough. And trust brings about God's superabundant blessings. Taking a risk on behalf of God or neighbor, being willing even to lay down our lives for them, that's what brings real life. Trusting in God means giving up on the world's power. And that giving up brings freedom which is the greatest power of all. Knowing all of this and practicing it is what makes Jesus the Son of God, as I say. It also makes him an authority worth following. That's what Matthew's message is for us. It's not about the devil. It's not about, hey, you humans, you resist temptation. It's about this Jesus guy is pretty special. And he can resist all of those temptations. And because he can resist those temptations, so can you. So what does that mean for us? Now, not many of you, as far as I know, are wanting to become emperors and take over all of the empires of the world. Oh, maybe a few of you are. So let's talk about money. Can we accept in this moment that we have enough money to fulfill our Lenten challenge? Do you think that we can get 400 items? Some of those are not cheap, right? Mayonnaise will cost you a little bit. Laundry detergent will cost you a little. Can we trust in God enough in God to provide that we can dig deep and give generously over the course of Lent? Now we're on day 1, 2, 3 of Lent. Day 4 begins tomorrow, right? Because Sundays don't count. So we do have a little bit of catching up to do. But we can do this. 40 items, 40 days. Trust in God to provide so that you can give. Can we understand that God will protect us if we take a risk in our lives together? Let's think about maybe like this future building project that we're talking about, right? That's big. The idea of buying the Freund property is a big idea. The idea of putting an addition on the church, that's a big idea. That's scary. Right? Can we trust in God enough to know that God will protect us if we step out in faith? Now, let's be clear here. I'm not advocating for anything in particular. I'm not saying we should do this or shouldn't do this, right? It might be a fantastically bad idea to buy the property or to build an addition or whatever. We have to discern it. But can we trust that if we think that's the right thing to do, God will take care of us? That's what we're being called to. Can we believe that finally, life isn't about getting what we want? Believe me, I just went to Cancun. I'm all good on getting what we want too, right? But life is about finding the freedom to worship God and to serve Him alone through our loving service to the world. And Lent is when we rededicate ourselves to that work, to that search for freedom, so that we can be prepared to greet new life at Easter. So if you ever find yourself confronted by Cruella de Vil, you ask yourself, how did I get in a Disney movie? But if you find yourself confronted with someone who says, hey, you know what? We got to take care of ourselves first. You say, away with you, Satan. Get thee behind me. Amen.